Hello, Year 8, how are you? Let us continue to the second part of the lesson. Like I said, I divided the lesson into two so the video wouldn't be too long. My primary school experience in Africa by Minda Majero. My first day at primary school was nothing like my dreams had been. It was January, and I would be turning 6 that June. Having spent 3 years in kindergarten, the third one because I wasn't old enough to join primary school, I was rather excited about this new phase of life and learning. In those days, all kindergarten graduates were assigned a class or grade called pre-primary, where we would earn the rights and privilege to join Standard 1, first grade, a year later. My first memory of that day is the sublime pleasure of playing hopscotch in the mid-morning sun with perfect strangers from pre-primary. The wonderful pleasure of playing hopscotch in the mid-morning with strangers. Okay, so this is hopscotch. This game is hopscotch, okay? I was just beginning to bond with my playmates when I was suddenly whisked away and deposited in a noisy classroom overflowing with over 100 first graders. I was suddenly taken away and put into a noisy class with more than 100 first graders, proud graduates of pre-primary. Teachers were assigning students to the three streams that made up first grade: red, yellow, or blue. I glimpsed Dora, a family friend and familiar face in the crowd, and hurried over to where she was, fervently hoping, strongly hoping, they would be assigned to the same stream. Alas, when our names were called out, I was assigned to one R and Dora to one Y. What a disappointment. So they did not end up being in the same stream. So she was going to be with complete strangers now. Joy and laughter turned into bewilderment and sadness later that day as I came face to face with another group of perfect strangers. Joy and laughter, when she was playing hopscotch and starting to bond with the girls earlier, turned into confusion, into shock and sadness later that day as she came face to face with another group of perfect strangers, my first grade classmates. They all knew each other from the years spent together in pre-primary, and I immediately became the outsider. Unlike the pre-primary crowd, the girls of 1R were vicious and unforgiving, kicking me in the shin and taunting me for I knew not what, while I stood there wondering, what have I done? Now your shin is that area of your leg between your knee basically between your knee and your foot is that part of your leg, okay? Kicking me in the shin and taunting me and when you taunt someone, you annoy them, you make fun of them, you laugh at them. It's bullying one way or another. And taunting me for I knew not what. I didn't know what I'd done. While I stood there wondering, what have I done? Years later, it would dawn on me. I would realize that maybe they resented the fact that my mother was a teacher at that same school perhaps the fact that my mother was a teacher at that same school only exacerbated the situation. Now, she said they resented her. They resented the fact that she'd skipped a year, right? They resented that. They really hated the fact that she skipped a year, as well as her mother being a teacher at the same school. It exacerbated the situation. It made it worse, right? It made the situation worse. Throughout my tenure in primary school, throughout my time in primary school, my parents made sure I was a year ahead of my class in learning, a practice that had resulted in my testing out of pre-primary and being placed in fourth grade. All right? So this is it for Minda Majero's extract. Also very nice. We learned about her first day, how old she was, what month of the year it was, and how the school system works. They have pre-primary, then they go to first grade. We learned the fact that her mother was a school teacher in the same school where she was, and many, many other things. And hence we were informed about many things. All right, I hope it was clear. And this is exercise 2. We're supposed to do the whole exercise as well. All right, grade 8, thank you very much.